Good afternoon, everyone. My name is David Galvin. I'm the chair of the Department of Mathematics, and I'm delighted to welcome you all to the 2026 Mathematics Diploma Ceremony. Welcome to our graduands, soon-to-be graduates. Welcome to your friends and families and loved ones who have supported you through all of this. Welcome to all of your professors who are gathered in the audience. And also welcome to the stage party here. We have Professor Andrei Yorza, Professor Alex Simonas, Professor Juan Migliore, Professor Liviu Niculescu, and Professor Catherine Mulholland. Professor Mulholland and Professor Yorza have both recently enjoyed promotions. Professor Simonas and Professor Migliore are two of our longest serving faculty members, and Professor Migliore is going to be, in just a few weeks, retiring from the regular faculty after 37 years of dedicated service. So this ceremony marks an ending, but also a beginning. Of course, it's an ending to 4 years at Notre Dame for all of you. It's an ending to, for some of you, to 20 years of formal education. It's an ending to years of classes, of problem sets, of late night study sessions, of conversations, of discoveries, of questions. But of course, it's also a beginning because you're going out into the world. New work, new study, new communities, new questions to answer, new challenges to face. It's my fervent hope for all of you that the experiences you've had here at Notre Dame in the last 4 years will be great preparation for you as you go out into the world. So, as mathematicians, as math majors, you have learned about examining arguments carefully. You've learned about identifying assumptions. You've learned about distinguishing between something that is known to be true and something that's just a guess. You've learned about taking a complex problem and breaking it down into smaller pieces, solving as many of those pieces as you can, and then putting the whole thing together in some coherent way. And these are all incredibly valuable skills in any field of endeavor that you go into. And I know you are going into very, very many different fields. I think in the world today where so much of our conversations feel fragmented and feel polarizing, it's incredibly valuable to bring these skills to the world. You are people who can think clearly. You are people who can listen carefully. You're people who can reason honestly, and these are all incredibly valuable skills to have. I should also say that you're going into a world that has changed radically in the last 4 years, and it's changed radically because of large language models, artificial intelligence. 4 years ago, these things were, for most people, these were just curiosities, and in some cases, they were the butts of jokes. I remember 2 years ago just, I was part of a group of curious faculty who signed on for a trial of a version of ChatGPT Pro. And so we were just feeding it queries to see what came back. And somebody asked for one of these, a perfect 3 days in South Bend itineraries. And the response came back with the following gem, among other things. On night 2, treat yourself to a really fancy dinner, maybe at La Salle Grill, or maybe at the Linebacker. Honest to goodness, that's what it said. But now look what's happened just in the last 2 years. AI is absolutely ubiquitous. And I think that the right response to this is not to be dismissive, and the right response to this is not to just slavishly surrender to this new master. The right response is to thoughtfully embrace AI as a tool to help us solve problems. And I very much hope that as math majors, the training that you've received is really going to help you in addressing that. So you know that plausible arguments are sometimes wrong. You know that fluency is not the same as correctness. You know that things which initially look convincing can often have gaps, and you know to look for those gaps and ask the questions that will help you close those gaps. So as you go out into the world now, I urge you to bring with you from your 4 years at Notre Dame, bring with you a confidence. Not the confidence that you can solve any problem, but the confidence that you know how to tackle hard problems. You've already been doing this for 4 years. You know what it's like to wrestle with something that really is not willing to yield. This is the skill that you need to be able to help the world adopt to this new mentality, this new mindset. I would particularly say that you have the skill to embrace the confusion, the utter confusion that very often signals the start to understanding. So, in a few moments, I will invite Professor Niculescu to make some remarks, and then Professor Jorza will announce the diploma certificate awardees, and then we'll have an opportunity to hear from you. Some of you will give some remarks, and then we will recognize this year's department award winners. Before all that starts, I just want to say to all of you, congratulations. I and all of us are so proud of you, and we are so excited to see what you're going to do next. So, congratulations. Good news.
Okay. Sound. Now I know how a student feels before an oral examination. I'm really nervous to talk about something about math. So, my young brothers and sisters in geekdom, you made it. The geeks will rule the world. But before you go and rule the world, I have one last assignment for you. From the vantage point we're here, look back to the first week on campus and try to find yourself in the crowd and think how you were, how you zigzag until you got here, and you get your story. I mean, the stories vary from person to person, but it's your story, and you should build on that. I tell you what I see in the crowd. I see enthusiasm, parents very nervous, confusion, extremely differential young people. Then patients taking all the challenges and the abuse you got from us and coming out smiling with some bruise, but smiling. And what I see now, more confident people, wiser, more knowledgeable, and that's part of your story too. That makes me hopeful about the future. And if I were to bet, I bet you'll be extremely successful, and you'll change the world for the better in whatever you plan to do. You will have ups and downs, but I think you got enough training to understand difficulties and challenges. So I know you will face the new world with strength and resilience. So you have my admiration, and I want to congratulate you, and I want to wish you the best of luck. Now, for, say, the even wiser part of the audience, the parents and the grandparents, I don't have to tell you that, but I think in your minds, you've been through this. You try to imagine how it was compared when you were like them, and you think of all the effort and the love and everything you put for your kids. I mean, you're not kids, but for me, you could be my kids. And it's a function of time. Time pours wisdom upon us. So of course you're wiser than your sons and daughters. And you may wonder, I mean, of course you'll be worried, how will they do? The kids will do fine. I'm really proud. I'm really proud of them. I mean, it's not an easy degree to get, and they made it here. And you should congratulate them. They'll make you proud. And I'm getting out of here. I'm really nervous. I mean, my coherence. So please congratulate. This is for them.
Good afternoon. I started saying that my name is Andrei Jorza, and I get to skip the speech and get to the fun stuff, and that is recognizing our graduates who we would like to invite individually onto stage to collect their diplomas and certificates. Would the first group of seniors please stand up and get ready? All right. Ifeolua Grace Aluko. Jacob Rajan Arulandu. Adriana Rose Benicki. Andrew Michael Brooks. Alejandro Casillas. Marcus Robert Daly. I invite the second group of seniors to line up. Pedro Enrique Decnob de Souza. Seungyeon Mark Han. Peter Stanley Heasters. Finley Christopher Huggins. Peter James Kilway. Sophia Yufei Lee Herezlik. I invite the next group of seniors to Please line up. Yacheng Steve Liu. Sarah Nicole McDevitt. Rose Cecilia McGuigan. Roma Stasis Mitrius. Kevin Moravsky. Luca Sharif Nijim. And I now invite the last group of seniors to stand up. Michael Josip Paolucci. Brian Patrick Rabideau. Thomas James Rosgoni. Sophia Margaret von Kerchak. Zekai Clark Wu. And Kevin Shue. Congratulations to all graduating seniors. And it is now my pleasure to invite to stage to give remarks to three outstanding young mathematicians, Jacob Arulandu, Adriana Benicki, and Andrew Brooks. Jacob, could you please come?
Hello? Okay, there we go. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you all so much for coming here. I wanted to start off by just thanking the families, friends, everyone else who made the journey out here to support us in these moments. I know all of us, it means a lot to have you guys here supporting us, especially after all that we've been through in the math department. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. I also want to give special thanks to Professor Andre Jorza for giving me the opportunity to speak here today. And actually, let's give a round of applause for all these faculty that have been here throughout the entire time to support us. I was kind of thinking to myself beforehand, I was like, if nobody claps, what am I going to do? I'm just going to kind of be up here sitting awkwardly, so thank you. So my name is Jacob Arulandu, and I, like all the other students that you see sitting before you, decided to spend the last 4 years in a basement somewhere on campus, probably Hayes Healy solving math problems. For those of you who don't know me, I'll be going to medical school next year, which has kind of been my goal for the past 4 years, and with hopes of one day becoming a doctor. So kind of after hearing this 30 seconds about me, you may be wondering, like, why is this guy, whose career seemingly has nothing to do with math, standing up here talking at a math diploma ceremony? Well, the reality is that whether or not I apply something like Cauchy's integral theorem in my day-to-day as a physician, these past 4 years as a math major have given me the tools that I need to succeed for the future. And before I mention these tools, I want to kind of call an experience that I know each of us has had at some point as math students over the past 4 years. So we do these things at Notre Dame. They're called Notre Dame intros. Basically, you start off with your name, then you go to your dorm, and then you go to your major. And I've actually grown to dislike these very much over the past 4 years because they always go the same way for me. It's kind of like, hi, my name is Jacob, I am in Stanford Hall, and then I major in mathematics. And then as soon as I say that last part, I see the smile fade off the person's face in front of me, and they say, I'm so sorry, every single time. And so while to the outside world, I guess it kind of seems like being a math major is a one-way ticket to late night studying, constant confusion, and hair loss, which may or may not be true. It was those stressful moments that kind of gave us a lot of the intangible skills, including one which for me I think is the most important, being perseverance. So there's no one better than a math major to describe you the immense frustration of leaving class and thinking to yourself, wow, like I really locked in for that class for the first time in weeks, I paid attention, I really understand this. And then going later that day and looking at the same homework problem for 3 hours straight without a single idea of where to start. In these moments, the most important thing that we had was the will to keep going. As we'd sit at the various desks in the math bunker with chalks in hand, discussing how to approach the problem and probably also talking about how unfair it was that we had homework this late and how nobody else had this like us, there was a sense of like solidarity. No matter how dire it seemed in the moment, our passion and determination, which was instilled in us by camaraderie and a passion for mathematics, kept us to keep putting forth new ideas. It drove us to keep being curious rather than copying a solution from Math Exchange. It drove us to embrace being mathematicians. Being a math major has taught me to not give up, not on a problem, and especially not on the people that are surrounding me. Even when the problem ended up taking another 3 hours, the joy and triumph was equal to that I felt from solving a problem in a mere 10 minutes. In life, there are going to be challenges that seem pretty insurmountable. But if these past 4 years as a math major have taught me anything, it's that progress rarely comes from immediately knowing the answer. Instead, it comes from sitting with uncertainty, from trying again. It comes from leaning on the people around us, and most of all, it comes from refusing to quit. So for 4 years, we've kind of trained ourselves to stare at impossible problems until they make sense. And I just hope that for all of us, as we go on into the future, that we keep doing that, especially when life gives us new ones. Thank you.
I would like to invite Adriana Banicki.
All right, hi everybody. I've been told to share my thoughts, which for those of you in the audience who know me plus a microphone is a dangerous level of freedom. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Adriana and I'm a physics and honors math double major. I like to think that to the rest of campus, honors math means the people who really like math and really don't like themselves. I'm sure that many of my classmates understand this feeling. There are the hours that you spend staring at a blackboard or stacks of scratch paper, living in the math bunker, scouring Math Stack Exchange, going through the 5 stages of grief with your textbook, and texting with classmates minutes before the assignment is due. But then there's always that one perfect moment, and the moment that I think draws all of us back in. The moment where, after staring at a problem, the gears will turn just a fraction of an inch and something just clicks. And there it is, the central idea of the proof just sitting in your head. And yes, you still have to pick the indices and generalize this to fit your n-dimensional matrix, but it's there. And that solution and that truth is sitting there, and it's beautiful. And I think the math major has taught us a lot of detailed and very technical skills. We now know a shocking amount about measure theory and Galois groups, or at least we know where in LiveU's textbook or in the Artin textbook to find the main theorems. And I know that many of us are planning on going on to use and refine those skills, whether in the corporate world or government service or further education. But I really do hope the thing that we take away from this major is the relief and the excitement and the sense of wonder that comes with a true completed proof that's grasping at a better truth. Lastly, and most importantly, this major would not be the same without the people that I've met here along the way. One of my favorite moments was November of freshman year when I convinced my now fiance to join me in the honors calculus sequence. Truly a peak moment of my life. The summer that I spent here reading textbooks on Fourier analysis, watching late night movies and celebrating birthdays, and going to the dunes was absolutely the best summer of my college experience. Not only because of the math, but because of the friends that I met here, Andrew, Marcus, and Kev. And lastly, I would be amiss if I didn't thank the 3 most important people here today, my sister, my mom, and especially my dad. My parents taught me to shoot for the stars, and my sister really helped me to remember to laugh at myself along the way. So I'm so thankful for all of your love and support and guidance, and I truly wouldn't have made it through the honors math sequence without you 3. So really thank you. And yeah, guys, we did it. So yay, hooray, we're done.
Andrew Brooks.
All right. In the words of our great head football coach, Marcus Freeman, at Notre Dame, we choose hard. Mathematics is not an easy major. Like Jacob and Adriana said, when I go and tell people that my major is math, I get funny looks. People question me, and people are quick to tell me that math is way too difficult. Admittedly, there is nothing easy about staying up till 3 a.m. in the Hayes-Healy math bunker trying to sketch out a proof on a chalkboard. It isn't always fun rereading the same page of a textbook so many times until something finally clicks. And the worst is when you sink hours into a problem only to realize the obvious solution when you're laying in bed at night. Despite all the challenges and frustrations of problem solving, we all still choose to study math. Why is that? Well, there's this sense of delayed gratification when you finally crack a problem. There's a passion for wanting to uncover the truth behind numbers and to learn as much as possible. And when you compound all your efforts and struggles over the years, you are enlightened and molded into a critical thinker. I like to think that we are not simply just math majors, we are highly trained problem solvers designed to tackle the complex issues in our world. To me, this is one of the greatest beauties of studying math. I firmly believe that because we all chose hard, we are equipped to enter the world with the versatility and poise to do whatever we'd like. Whether we pursue the military, law school, medical school, master's programs, PhD programs, enter the workforce, or go another route, our decision to study a difficult major has granted us the flexibility to pursue so many paths in life. While playing football could not be any more different than studying math, I think Marcus Freeman's message is universal, that by choosing to pursue something hard, we can grow in unimaginable ways. As I conclude, I want to reflect a little bit on my time in this department. I have so many memories of late night conversations in the math bunker, spending the summer here doing research, and hanging out with my classmates. I will remember the smell of fresh popcorn on a random Tuesday night in the math bunker, the wonderful metallic taste of the math building water fountains, and most of all, the chalkboards. These are memories that bring me joy and things that bring so much character and community to the math department here. I will cherish my time with my professors and peers deeply. Thank you all. Go Irish.
The Department of Mathematics recognizes excellence in math among its students by awarding several awards. And I would like to invite the awardees to stand up, and then we will all applaud and recognize them. The General Electric Foundation Prize for Excellence in Mathematics. There's two of them. There's one for excellence in mathematics. It is awarded to the graduating senior who, in the opinion of the members of the faculty, excelled in math in their last year. And the General Electric Prize for Math majors goes to Jacob Arlandu. The General Electric Prize for Honors Math majors is jointly awarded to Andrew Brooks and Zekai Clark Wu. The Coletis Award was established by friends of the late Professor George Coletis. It is awarded to the graduating senior who excelled in mathematics and contributed notably to the esprit de corps of the math student body. And the Coletis Award is awarded jointly to Adriana Banicki and Kevin Murawski. So I'll say something that's of no surprise to anybody. Math is awesome. And by this, I mean a profoundly human feeling of awe and wonder when we see the beauty and power of mathematics to describe and affect the world, the real world. And this is something that my colleagues and I have certainly felt many times, and all of you have felt, and especially 6 outstanding seniors who have spent more than a year researching advanced topics in mathematics, and this culminated in producing a senior thesis. And the department would like to recognize the following 6 students who have achieved this. If you can please stand up. They are Ifeolua Aluko, Marcus Daly, Peter Kilway, Kevin Murawski, Luca Nijim, and Zekai Wu. And the Robert Catesby Telfer Prize for Senior Thesis is awarded jointly to Peter Kilway and Luca Nijim. I would like to invite Professor Galvin for concluding remarks.
Yes, well, let me just say congratulations to all the award winners. Congratulations to
That's a mathematician.
yes. No, problem solving. Okay, is this working? Yep.
Oh, so anyone who has been in a class with me knows that the thing I hate the most is standing still, but I will endure. Congratulations again to all our graduates. Congratulations to all our award winners. Thank you so much, Jacob and Adriana and Andrew, for sharing your remarks. At the risk of repeating myself from earlier, to all of you who have supported these fine graduates, thank you for all that you've done for them. Once again, I say that we are proud of you. We are excited to see what you're going to do next. And let me add that we are grateful for the small part that we have had to play in your lives in the last 4 years. Please, going forward, don't be strangers. The bunker will always be open. In a few moments, I will invite you all to come up on stage where we will have a group photo, and everybody please hang around and can participate in the group photo from the other side. After that, we will join in the alma mater. And then I have the pleasure of inviting everyone to a reception at the Jordan Hall of Science. Just follow the colorful people here to figure out how to get to the Jordan Hall of Science. Or in fact, follow anyone in robes will be going to the Jordan Hall of Science. So there will be the opportunity to have some refreshments, to carry on conversations, to take more photographs. And maybe between here and there, some of us will have had a chance to rustle up one last problem set. But before the group photo, let me just ask one more time for a fervent round of applause for the 2026 math graduates. Woo-hoo!